Hello. My name is Alan. I am very interested in history. I would love to tell you about the ancient civilization of Mali. The Kingdom of Mali was located in the heart of West Africa. A small kingdom called Kamgada was the source of Mali's origins. This kingdom was composed of the Malinke people. When the Ghana Empire declined, Kamgada and other states fought for rule of the empire's lands. The king of Kamgada, known as Sundiata Keita, succeeded the other states and developed the Mali Empire. Mali grew and prospered by making use of essential things that other people rarely had control over. For example, the gold trade and the development of agricultural resources. The prosperity of the Mali Empire existed as long as there was strong leadership. The extended reign of Mali was because of its organized government. Mali was divided into a number of large provinces, towns, and villages. This level of flexibility within Mali presumably contributed to its lack of revolts against the king. Although flexibility was present in the civilization, it didn't really give equal rights and freedom to everyone. Sundiata Keita was also referred to as the Lion King because of his great strength and courage. The king Sundiata was a clever king. One of the first things he did when he became king was he restored trade with the natives. He acknowledged trade to be an important factor of the survival and growth of the Mali Empire. During his reign he conquered neighboring territories and introduced cotton growing and weaving to his people. A horrible event took place in 1255 regarding Sundiata Keita. He drowned when attempting to cross the Sankarani River, approximately aged 38 at the time of this incident. The acknowledgement for strengthening the position of Mali mainly goes to Sundiata Keita, the first emperor of Mali. At its height, Mali was ruled by the legendary King Mansa Musa, who brought great power and achievement to his kingdom. Mansa Musa was grandson of one of Sundiata's sisters. When it comes to Mali, there was no leader more talked about than Mansa Musa. He became king in the early 14th century. As the ruler of Mali, one of the things that he did was he expanded the size of Mali. Mansa Musa ruled for about 25 years and worked really hard to ensure that the people living in his empire lived under the principles of peace and stability. In 1324, Mansa Musa took his arch. This was one of the 5 pillars of faith, which is to travel to Mecca once in your lifetime. His entourage consisted of a lot of soldiers, officials, and attendants. There were camels that he took to carry all of the gold to the different cities, kingdoms, and empires. When Mansa Musa died in 1337, Mali was left a powerful and well-organized political state. Under his rule, Mali could boast of their flourishing economy, successful trade relations and a stable and structured government. The common people of Mali were happy and hardworking. Everyone allowed time for music, art and the griots who were professional oral historians. Life for many ancient Africans was basically the work of farming, fishing, herding, hunting, and later, trading. In ancient Mali, peasants lived in villages made up of small circular compounds. Men did the work of herding goats and sheep. They also grew millet and rice. Women did the work of cooking, cleaning, caring for the children and working in the field. While the Kingdom of Ghana was reliant upon primarily camels, horses and donkeys for transport, the Mali Empire was well off with the advantage of their location. The Niger River is an important geographic feature of the Kingdom of Mali. The people of the kingdom utilized the river systems as a source of transport. They used boats to transport goods up and down the rivers. This was a much easier method of transporting large amounts of goods. To the north of the Kingdom of Mali were the salt mines and to the south were the gold mines, which were incredibly valuable. All of the traders had to enter the Kingdom of Mali for access to the gold and salt. This was because all of the pathways coming out of the salt mines went into Mali and all of the pathways coming out of the gold mines went into Mali. If a trader wanted to pass through the kingdom, they would have to pay a tax. This contributed to the wealth of Mali. The Kingdom of Ghana had access to gold mines as well, but when Mali had emerged, they had the same number of gold mines as Ghana with the opportunity to discover more. People made exchanges with salt, copper, and cloth for small purchases. They were a source of currency at this time and gold was used for larger deals. Cowrie shells were eventually introduced acting as instruments of payment. Gold was an exchangeable currency in the form of weight bags of gold dust or coins. Gold nuggets entering the kingdom became the king's possession. Salt was rare in the south of the kingdom, and because of the rarity of salt, people considered it to be more valuable than gold. It was cut from the mines in thick, large portions and transported across the desert via camels. It would then be refined, where the smaller pieces would be used for currency or food production. The kingdom of Mali, as well as the other savannah kingdoms, gained prosperity due to the various trade route networks. Many commodities came from different places to trade, depending on the areas, such as dried fruit, cotton, pottery, cola nuts, and jewels, to name a few. Slaves were also traded. This diverse range of products was subject to the widespread of knowledge, skills and religion. The acceptance of Islam by the rulers of Mali and other civilizations encouraged trade between the empires. The Niger River provided access to the utilization of trade through supplying fertile land for agriculture. It was also seen as a waterway that connected three important cities known as Timbuktu, Gao, and Jen. Here was where you could find sources of food available. Most people living in the kingdom had access to fresh water, which enabled them to grow crops such as rice, papaya and cotton. There are various accounted factors of the success of the Malian expansion, one being the army. Mali had a strenuous army that upheld the peace of the empire. The army of Mali had developed unique styles of fighting to kill almost any threat. Soldiers spent a lot of time training so that the army would be strong and defensive. It is evident that the styles of fighting that the opposing armies encountered by the Malian army was enough to make no one want to fight them. This is another aspect in regards to the long period of Mali's survival. The army always defeated their opponent because they would never allow them to get away with a simple win. These smart soldiers poisoned majority of their weapons before battling, so if their opponent got the way, they would be poisoned and die in the long run. The expansion of the Mali Empire helped to spread the religion of Islam. The power of trade reflects the success of religion in Mali, considering that Arab traders started the religion in the kingdom. Many dropped their old religion and became Muslims. Most of the people living in Mali practiced the religion of Islam, including the King Mansa Musa. Mali's success came from the Muslim discipline that governed the empire. Like any devout Muslim, Mansa Musa believed in the 5 pillars of faith, however he did a few things differently. The Holy Quran supported the laws present during this time. Although Mansa Musa remained Muslim, he still allowed the freedom of his people to practice their own traditional religions. The people of Mali adhered to the Islamic religion, and learning grew vigorously in many schools that were established. The introduction of Islam also established more cosmopolitan social structures such as universities, military forces and centralized state systems. Under Mansa Musa's rule, Timbuktu emerged to being a center of learning. Mansa Musa helped with the enhancement of learning by bringing back religious scholars, Muslim architects, and other special people to build mosques. This was most importantly as a result of his expedition. After Mansa Musa's trip, a lot more people, especially Muslim communities, were interested in the activity in Mali. Soon, Timbuktu became known as the center of education, or especially Islamic education. This was the area that the best scientists and mathematicians could be found. People from different places such as Arabia, North Africa and southern Spain, who demanded the best source of education, traveled to Timbuktu. The civilization of Mali had their time of greatness. Unfortunately, it was broken up later.